Welcome to the Jamaican Bible Remix. It's a remix of the Jamaican New Testament published in 2012. We mix audio from the Jamaican New Testament with black urban music from Britain, and we provide a social and political theological commentary on the audio. So when you mix it all together, you end up with a powerful sonic fiction. You hear the Jamaican Bible come alive in the black urban context, and you hear the Bible relate to real life social, political, historical and cultural concerns. On another level, we're trying to demonstrate that translation is much more than grammar and syntax. It's also about communicating a people's worldview, their history, their hopes and their aspirations. I guess you could say that we see language as being redemptive. To say the Jamaican language is redemptive is to affirm the way in which Africans who were captured found ways of keeping their language and their culture alive in the way that they spoke. But not everybody holds this view of the Jamaican language. For some, the Jamaican language is problematic.
This language which is wholly false, which is a Jamaican patois.
But for others, it's a legitimate language, a carefully retained expression of the history of the Africans on the island.
It is patois, our language, and a critical part of this translation is that our language is what makes us who we are.
Now we're mixing this up from the location of the diaspora, the Jamaican diaspora in Britain. And as a diaspora, we have the gift of second sight. We live in two worlds. So we draw on ideas from the Caribbean and we mix them with information, concerns and experiences that we have here in Britain. This is a collaboration between 5am Records and Tony Bean, Bible Society, and me, Robert Beckford. Jamaican Bible Remix. Jamaican Bible Remix. Jamaican Bible Remix. On this album, we cover a variety of themes. All of them bound together by social justice. Witness, good to see you.
And you too, Robert.
This is a project about social justice.
Okay.
I've been going to church for 40 years and I've not heard one decent sermon about social justice.
Wow.
Yet social justice is at the heart of the gospel. Jesus begins his ministry talking about social justice.
But it's funny you should say that, Robert, because I don't believe that the church don't know it. I just think that they ignore it because Luke 4 declares it.
Luke chapter 4.
The Spirit of the Lord step on me, cause him pick me out for carry good news go give poor people. Him send me for make the prisoner them know say them I go free, to make blind people know say them I go see again, to make people where suffer know say them now go suffer forever. And him pick me out for make people know say this is the time when the Lord I go save him people them.
This is one of the most important passages in the whole of the New Testament. Jesus begins his ministry, and what he says will determine how people understand him, what his life is about, what he's going to do. So he needs to make an important impression on the people. He begins by using the language of Jubilee. For the people who are listening, the language of Jubilee was the language of revolution. Revolution.
The Spirit of the Lord step on me.
Jesus is drawing on a long tradition that goes all the way back to the book of Leviticus. In Leviticus 25, there's a tradition called the sabbatical. Every 7 years, Slaves were supposed to be set free. Debts were cancelled. And poor people could go and feed off the land. It was a revolutionary statement by God that was intended to ensure that there was social justice, that people wouldn't want, that all people would be able to share in the blessings of the promised land. Then every 7 years, every 49 years, there was the Jubilee. All the land that had been taken from your ancestors was given back to you. It was a revolutionary statement by God, suggesting that all people are equal and in the sight of God, all the resources of the land should be shared out equally amongst the people. Nobody should want. Nobody should be poor. Nobody should be oppressed. But the people couldn't do it, and they're still not doing it today.
Tell me you're preaching the gospel, but is it the gospel or a good spell? Banning the people, making them unwell. Some of you need to go and spell, as you're theologically unstable and still unable to meet the needs of the people. Some of you are so feeble. Kingsley died under police brutality, and only a few march with me. Church community, still sitting in their ivory, singing their song close to the hypocrisy. He came to set the captives free, those that are blind and cannot see. But what you see is not real to me. You need to be relevant to the point of people's needs, not your own needs. More social justice is what we need. So many mouths to feed, this empire building with egos to please. Oh please, it's time to release true social justice chorus, please.
Many of us within the church were taught to ignore social justice, but it was bad advice. The Jubilee means social justice. To serve God means being involved in making a difference in this world, a difference in your country, a difference in your community.
Him send me to make the prisoner them know say them a go free.
I believe we need to hear more women's voices in public life, in particular for the next generation. If we're going to change the dynamics of what we have today, where it is still sort of a man's world, then women today need to step forward to enable their children and their grandchildren, in particular girls, and actually boys too. Boys need to see that their counterparts can be equally respected in terms of the contribution that they bring to the table.
Luke chapter 1.
May God bless woman, cause the most powerful God do the miracle here for me. Him only God good can't done.
Oh him ladies, oh him girls, cause God has chosen you to save the world. Oh black women.
I said it's time for action. Them slavery chains had a chain reaction. Oh yes, I'm a fighter, resistor, a daughter, a sister. I am a fraction of progress. Some don't lift a finger, but I ride the storm like the Queen of Zinga. Because all through the process, trust me, it's mommy that knows best. Yo, we need justice and equal rights. Wanna rest in peace when we sleep at night. Fight for the children, they use and abuse them. The world of confusion, the love, so we lose them to the streets. When no one keeps their eyes out for them, no one to protect or vouch for them. Let's reach out to the mothers of the earth. We do more than give birth, let's show them what we're worth.
Him get hungry people, all eat up good sitting. But rich people, him send me with them too long on. God help him servant them, Israel. Him member for the good and kind to them.
Ladies, oh hear me girls, 'cause God has chosen you to save the world. Oh black women of the earth, feel like dirt, you need to know your worth.
Armed with a pen and a paper and strong mind, I read for those who couldn't and there was a long line. I'm sure the sky ain't the limit. A jungle sometimes, I got a panther spirit. And with or without a husband, I'm free minds like Harriet Tubman. The fact is, they deported and killed the activists, but they're a part of us, so we are attached to this. Teach our stories to the youth like a Nancy. Defend our people like the queens of Ashanti. Bridge the gap for future generations. Download our history, make our own stations. So many sayings left to be said, and so many books left to be read. We need to wake up the mentally dead. We need to lead so we won't be led.
For young women today who say that politics is rather boring and not for them, I would like them to think of politics as something that is going to impact on their lives, whether they like it or not. So in other words, they will need to ask themselves, do I want to just sit and have something done to me? Or do I want to be right there at the cutting edge, making decisions, contributing to the decisions that are going to impact on society of which they are a part?
I wanna shout out all my womanists: Valentina Alexander, Caroline Redfern, Dulcie McKenzie, Maxine Howell, and Lynette Munnings. Let's go, 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 let's go,
In 1954, about 10,000 West Indians came to Britain. In 1955, it is believed another 15,000 will make the long journey. Already their coming has caused a national controversy, but one point must always be borne in mind. Whatever our feelings, we cannot deny the mention. For all are British citizens and, as such, are entitled to the identical rights of any member of the Empire.
John chapter 1. No, the one where the world turn man. Him come live amongst we. Come live amongst we. No, the one where the world turn man. Him come live amongst we.
John 1:14 tells the story of Jesus' incarnation, that the Word becomes flesh and lives amongst us. It means that God, who is fully God and fully man, takes on human form. The incarnation means that unequivocally all creation is good, and that all flesh, no matter what color, no matter what tone, is good. My parents believed in this meaning of the incarnation, that their flesh was good. They were immigrants from Jamaica who came to work in Britain after the Second World War. But they soon came to realize that not everybody thought the same. When they went to look for places to live, they were greeted with signs that said, no blacks, no Irish, and no dogs.
Sail 5,000 miles with the sun way off behind me. The sun
But it's gonna be a while till I feel that warm again. Staring at the gray skies as the cold rain starts to soak me. Faces that I recognize, but no one I call a friend. Just one place above, how my father stood before me. Still no wise about the days that lay ahead. Hands and feet are free, but shackled by economy. Just the possibility of a better life instead. Maybe if you give me time just to let me tell my story about how I came to be in the land of hope and glory. Moment that I touch the ground, all I see is consternation. You never let me explain that I'm here by invitation. Came expecting arms to hold and wide. No blacks, no Irish, and no dogs inside. The sign is plain and you don't try to hide. No blacks, no Irish, and no dogs inside.
Much of the outcry against the immigrants arises from the colour bar, which legally does not exist in Britain. Does not exist in Britain.
Him come live monks we, come live monks we.
5 years, 3 days to go till I get back to my family. Trying to find a place to stay with the people playing games. There's a lot of empty rooms. I know I've got the money. Funny how my currency doesn't seem to be the same. Working from 5 to 5 and the guys are always on me. Trying to fight to stay alive, never figured in my plans. Try to find a house of God, only made the people angry. Sadly realize that I'm seen as less than just a man. Maybe if you give me time just to let me tell my story about how I came to be in the land of hope and glory. Moment that I touch the ground, all I see is consternation. You never let me explain that I'm here by invitation.
The strange thing is that in church history, the brilliant minds of the church have spent a great deal of time trying to explain the doctrine of the incarnation. That Jesus had to be fully God and had to be fully man, and use that as a way of countering heresy. But less time has been spent on the meaning of the incarnation and what it means to practice the equality of all humanity. If the church had spent more time on the meaning and the practice of the incarnation, we wouldn't have this terrible post-war story. No blacks, no Irish, and no dogs.
Came expecting arms to hold and wide. No blacks, no Irish, and no dogs inside. The sign is plain and you don't try to hide. No blacks, no Irish, and no dogs inside. God is not dead, he's still alive. God is not
Matthew chapter 5.
God bless you, no. All on when no say you need God in everywhere. God bless you, no. God the good sitting them where God did when him rule people life in everywhere. I know I go get them. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. All who are ball now, God bless them. As the time I go come when God I go hush them and make them happy again. All who humble themselves, God bless them. God yes to the earth, and them people that go come get it. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Who want do a right in a God, yeah, it's so bad that it coming like say I dead them a dead for hungry and them throat dry like say them not drink water how long. God bless you, no. Cause uno I go get no belly full. Uno we pardon people. God bless you, no. Cause me I go pardon uno too. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. All who hungry want to do the sitting them what make God happy. God bless you, no. Cause one day, who know I go get to see God. God bless all our well people to live in a peace. Cause a people like them there, God I go call for him, pick me them. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. 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 God bless you, no. The people them where other people make suffer, just cause them live out God want people to live. God bless you, no. Cause the good sitting them where God give when it run people life or him want run it. Them sitting there who know I go get. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. Bless you, no. God bless you, no. God bless to know, bless to know. God bless to know, bless to know. God bless to know.
And now, a party political broadcast on behalf of the Jesus Party from Luke chapter 11.
Luke chapter 11. One day, Jesus did this somewhere pray. After him done, one of him special follower them said to him, say, God, show we how to pray.
This isn't really an issue of prayer. Every Jew knew how to pray. They were taught how to pray 3 times a day. Instead, what's at stake here is what they're meant to pray for. What are Jesus' disciples meant to stand for? Jesus obliges them and introduces 5 commitments that form to make up his manifesto.
Like how John show a film follower them how to pray.
Jesus tell them, say,
when you pray, you fi say, Father, Father, Father.
This is a God for all, a God for all, a God who is not partial, but a God who is inclusive. Commitment number 2.
Make people have enough respect for you and your name. Make the time come when you rule in every way.
Respect God's name. We do God's business here on earth. But what is that business? Commitment number 3.
Every day, give it the food where we need.
Feed the poor. Commitment number 4.
Pardon with all of the wrong where we do. Cause we pardon people where do we wrong too.
Cancel the debts. And finally, commitment number 5.
And no make we face nothing where we cause with a sin.
Never, ever give up on the struggle. That this is much more than just a simple prayer. For the people who were listening to Jesus, who were experiencing hunger, who found themselves in debt to the Roman administration, found themselves in debt to the temple authorities, that this was a manifesto, a proposal for change in their lives, introduced by God herself.
in the way that we live today.
John chapter 8.
I think that, you see, just automatic forgiveness when it comes to black people being harmed or killed or injured by people who classify themselves as white. We don't hear people who are white if they have feel they have sustained some injury or harm from a black person. We don't hear them saying, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive.
But I expect the law to work for me. It's not up to me to take revenge. Forgive those who sin against you, as we forgive. We expect to be forgiven. That's why I chose to forgive.
Anyone know we never sin yet? Anyone know we never sin yet? Fling the first stone. Anyone know we never sin yet? Anyone know we never sin yet? Fling the first stone.
I chose to forgive.
I was approached by a reporter and he asked me if I could find in my heart to forgive the killers of Anthony, knowing that I'm a woman of God, a woman of faith. And I stopped for a second and I was just like, I obviously had to think, but it wasn't, for me it probably seemed like a lifetime that I had to think, but it must have been less than a few seconds. And I said to him, I says, the Bible taught us that, and Jesus said 70 times 7 we must forgive, and that's what we must do.
Anyone know we never sin yet? Anyone know we never sin yet? Fling the first stone. Anyone know we never sin yet? Anyone know we never sin yet? Fling the first stone.
So I think that it is a part of black people's tradition from the time of enslavement. You see, where the slave master could beat the black person, and I could just envision the black person being beaten, and the slave master or the slave mistress would be saying, say that you forgive me. You see, and then giving them another lash. Say that you forgive me. And so the black person doesn't have a choice but to say, I forgive, master, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive.
I'm not sin no more. I'm not sin no more.
Yes, indeed. This is Jerusalem, South Birmingham. Just chilling with my big brother Jesus. Jamaican Bible remix. Listen good, listen good.
Mark chapter 8.
All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. Who wanna think maybe? All people say maybe. All people say maybe.
Yeah.
All people say maybe. War on a think maybe.
Was a baby born in a manger predicted. 3 wise guys knew the son had been evicted. They seen said he would be at war with the wicked. Others said he joined this very same group of mystics. Black or white, Nazareth or Nazarite. Jasper skin, eyes glowing at the night. Feet like burnt brass, tongue what a walker. Gospels, apostles, really who's the author? So many books took a look in Revelation. Black as the night is the first in creation. Really son of God with them African features. Lesson for the learned, a poor righteous teacher.
I believe that Jesus, the Black Messiah, was a revolutionary leader sent by God. I believe that Jesus, the Black Messiah, was a revolutionary leader sent by God.
All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe.
Young in the temple, some simple essentials. 18 years left studying the mental. Lost in Egypt, must look the same like Black Madonna, dear mama, brother Kushite. Middle Eastern when there was no Middle East. Picture that you seen portrait of a beast. Maybe got married, had a couple babies.
Is he speculating that Jesus got married?
Yeah, but it's okay. He's just being historical critical.
Searching the history can make a man crazy. I guess you were looking for a Yeshua, a Mashiach. Yes, we were convinced of that. Messiah stats, covering oils and fats, moisturize a trait known amongst the blacks. Son of man, known in his habitat. The son of man, known in his habitat. Known in his habitat.
My image of God now is like middle-aged Korean woman, looking like my mother, very warm and affirming, very available, and strong and down to earth.
All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe.
So many words said about but never said by the logo. Standing with the stars on his right side piece. He's fake as a sword, so remember. 2 edges, one for the law and the lenders. For revolution, a true rubber leader. Smashed up the markets, Ferraris, a geezer. Hunted by Romans, flipping over tables. Real living life as opposed to the fables. Hair like lamb's wool, skin pure sable. Researching the works if you true and living able. But only if you're able.
Just a moment. God is white. Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious? God is white. Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious? God is.
All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. All people say maybe. War on a think maybe.
What is the word? What's the word?
2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Now, we don't know already the one we are holding back. And him a go and hold him back so he can come when a few time to come. Because one wicked sitting the boat. We are walking under the quiet because people will go against God's law. But somebody are hold it back. And the one we are hold it back, I go and hold it till him get moved out of the way.
In church, people sing many songs about the Holy Spirit, none of them more evocative than anointing fall on me. In this song, the Holy Spirit is presented as a personal empowerment for people, something that they can call upon to strengthen them. It's very personal and very individual, but this isn't the only image of the Spirit. 2 Thessalonians paints a picture of the Spirit as a defensive force, restraining the evil within the world and keeping it in check.
Somebody a hold it back. Somebody a hold it back. Somebody a hold it back. Somebody a hold it back.
The work of the Spirit isn't just about individual empowerment, it's also about holding back the terror within this world. The Spirit is a dam against the tide of wickedness.
What's the work of the Spirit?
But somebody a hold it back.
What's the work of the Spirit?
But somebody a hold it back.
What's the work of the Spirit?
But somebody a hold it back.
But the Spirit's work isn't just about defense, it's also about attack. We need to take this in a different direction.
John, chapter 14.
I'm never asked the Father to send one day. That's Father to help you know. And they wouldn't all the time. For help you know. For help you know.
Before Jesus goes back to heaven, he says to the disciples that he's not going to leave them alone. He's going to send them the Comforter. The Comforter is going to be there to help them. Going to be there to drive them forward.
Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit.
Work of the Spirit is an offensive force in this world. Puts people who believe in God on the attack to mash up the forces of wickedness in this world.
Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit. Work of the Spirit.
So what's the work of the Spirit within this world? Within this world? Within this world?
Defense and attack. 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 Defense and attack.
Introducing Dr. Leslie Henry lyrics on the Jamaican Bible remix.
Paul letter to Philemon.
Should Britain pay reparations and make a formal apology to the descendants of slaves? Much of our imperial and business strength has its origins in the slave trade of the 18th and early 19th century, and the academic Robert Beckford argues in a new television programme that the empire should pay back.
If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back. If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back.
Let's start with the scale of slavery. You compare it in the programme to the Nazi Holocaust.
For several decades of the slave trade, it was cheaper to bring in Africans, work them to death, and then replace them. So we're looking at genocidal conditions on the Caribbean plantations.
The complexity of our condition is what you fail to comprehend. Historically turned into chattels, beast of burden, less than men. Thinking the only way to survive is to pretend to be you. Mocking our very existence, animals in your human zoo.
If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back. If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back.
There are two sort of almost instant default defences made by a lot of British people when this is raised. The first is that actually the slave trade was something that was driven from Africa itself, that it was Muslim, Arab slave traders moving down south, and that people in the sort of centre ground of West Africa in particular were behind the slave trade.
What we focus on is what the British did. I'm not that concerned with what one ethnic group did to another ethnic group in Africa. I'm interested in how the British participated in it, the huge profits that were made, and the incredible economic benefit to this country, and also the underdevelopment of Africa, and more so the brutalization of African people in the Caribbean.
Wearing your names in our brains, African culture's disrespected. Educated against ourselves is why we wind up disaffected. The saddest case in the saddest place, even these words leave a bitter taste in my mouth, cause as an African, to you I'm human waste.
If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back. If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back.
The second defence mechanism, people say, is, well, it was Britain which ended the slave trade. It was Wilberforce, and then it was the Royal Navy, and that Britain's got a lot to be proud of in stopping the slave trade.
When I was taught history, I was always told to approach it from a multi-dimensional perspective, to look at what happened in the subjugated histories, not just read history like TV history from the good and the great. In the Caribbean, they talk about the slaves who ended slavery. The fact that there were rebellions across the Caribbean in the 1830s that made slavery economically impossible and just not viable. So we know that Britain ended the trade in 1807. We know that the slavery was ended in 1834, 1838. Took a little bit of a while for it to work through. But we cannot discount the influence and the work of Africans in the Caribbean who helped to undermine slavery. So it's a much more complex picture.
You tried to confuse, telling the world you set us free. Good old England, don't you know, we were anti-slavery. The Clapham sect should get respect because they showed a lot of class. Another historical distortion like your William Wilberforce.
If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back. If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back.
And probably most controversially, you say there should be payback, there should be reparation.
I believe that as a mature, sophisticated, post-industrialized nation that we are, we're in a very strong and dynamic position, and to be able to apologize for the past is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. And I also believe that things like compensation and an apology are psychosocial in their impact. They help to heal the nation and enable people to move on.
We see through your deception, speak our truth in redemption songs. Reparations transcends money, it's about repairing historical wrongs. Britain as a nation needs to face one brutal fact. We need more than just a band-aid to put the African on the map.
If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back. If him did do nothing wrong to you, or him owe you, we pay you back. Pay you back.
Luke chapter 24.
But we don't look for the one where I live, amongst the one them were dead. Him not there. Him come back alive. Him come back alive.
Resurrection, revolution, Christ is risen, sin unchained them, Satan can't win. Christ is risen, Christ is risen. Resurrection, revolution, Christ is risen, sin unchained them, Satan can't win. Christ is risen, Christ is risen.
After them come back from the tomb, the woman them tell Jesus 11 apostles and all the rest of follower them what did happen. Now I did Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary were James' mother, and the other woman them who did tell the apostles them what them see. But the apostles them never believed the woman them, cause what them did I say sound like foolish.
Resurrection, revolution, Christ is risen, gun and handgun, no vexation, immigration, Christ is risen. Resurrection, revolution, Christ is risen, gun and handgun, no vexation, immigration, Christ is risen.
Peter get up and run go at the tomb. Him bend down, but the only thing him see are the piece of linen cloth one. So him go away. I wonder what happened.
Resurrection,